Only 3 games on day 6 of the 2017-2018 NBA season, and let's just kick things off with what was probably the best game of the year so far. The Minnesota Timberwolves versus the Oklahoma City Thunder, two of the teams who have made some of the biggest moves this offseason, facing off for the first time with their improved squads. At first, the Thunder got off to a really slow start in this one. Westbrook and Paul George in particular just couldn't get anything to fall. They were relying on Steven Adams on offense, and that's never good. That being said though, the Wolves were never able to gain that much separation from the Thunder. They go up by like 8, 10, 11 points here or there, but were never able to really pull away with a lead. And it wasn't until the fourth quarter when things started to get really interesting. The Wolves had a 13-point lead heading into the fourth, 88-75. And that is when Westbrook finally decided to come alive. Well, I guess it was actually more in like the final 5 minutes that he came alive to will the Thunder back into the game, tie the game at 110 apiece with 30 seconds left on a really tough three-pointer. The Wolves weren't about to let this one slip away though, as they would get the ball to Cat with 8 seconds to go, and he would hit a floater in the lane to put the Wolves up 112-110. 2 huge clutch shots, one from each team, and after that, you would think that the game was over, but nope. This time, instead of trying to do it himself, Russell Westbrook trusted his teammate Carmelo Anthony to take the potential game-winning shot, and Melo came up big time as he hit the 3 with 5 seconds left to put the Thunder up back by 1. This game was insane. Insane, but not over. Down by 1. 5 seconds left to go. No timeouts. What do? You get the ball in, get it to Andrew Wiggins, just get it past half court, put up the shot, and call the bank to make sure they're open, and they are. Andrew Wiggins with the game winner. As time runs out, Wolves win 115-113. No doubt game of the year so far. Wiggins finished with 27. Towns with 27 points and 12 rebounds. Teague with his best game of the Wolves so far with 19 points and 9 assists. And this was probably just the best game the Wolves have played as a team so far. Both these teams are still trying to figure things out. With Minnesota, you can clearly tell that Jimmy Butler is still trying to find where he fits in on this team. He's been kind of struggling to start out the year. And same thing for Jeff Teague. And then for OKC, well, you know, for them it was just, they had a rough shooting night up until midway through the fourth quarter last night. Now, I just can't wait to see how good both these teams are looking in a few months from now. The Wolves are about to be really dangerous once they click. People are saying they need a couple of years still, and I'm not saying they're my favorite to win it all or even make the finals this year, but I'm giving them a fighting chance against whoever they meet in the playoffs. Westbrook had 31 points and 10 assists, and Melo had 23 for OKC. This was a must win for the Pelicans. The Lakers, if they lose, no big deal. They're a young team. Them winning this game right now doesn't mean nearly as much as the Pelicans winning this game. You got Davis and Cousins out here absolutely wrecking teams by themselves, but the Pelicans are still losing games. It doesn't make sense. And if Davis and Cousins have a monster game and they lose to the Lakers, oh, it's a wrap. Blow this team sky high. Not gonna lie, I thought that was about to be the case. For the first 3-ish quarters, the Pelicans were in control, had a lead as big as 18. How could things possibly go wrong? Well, it only took a couple of minutes for things to start going as wrong as it possibly could, as the Lakers went on a 27-4 run to take a 5-point lead in the fourth quarter. And it was at that point, I believe, that the Pelicans knew they could not afford to lose this game, because after they saw they had blown a lead that they had the entire game in the fourth quarter, they went on an 11-0 run of their own to claim the 119-112 win over the Lakers. Cousins with 22 points, 11 rebounds, and 8 assists. Davis with 27 points, 17 rebounds, 3 steals, and 3 blocks. And would you look at this? Some other people on the Pelicans actually did something. Etuan Moore was on fire all night. 8 of 9 shooting for 19. Ian Clark hit some shots off the bench. He had 14, and Drew Holiday also had 14. I just don't know about this team though. Outside of Davis and Cousins, and sometimes on a good night Holiday, this team is just so suspect. They got Dante Cunningham as their starting small forward. Dante Cunningham. That's terrible. Maybe when Rondo comes back from his injury, things will look a little bit better, but their depth is just awful. Lonzo Ball, after his huge night against the Phoenix Suns, didn't play bad, just couldn't hit a shot. 3 of 13 from the field for 8 points, but he did have 13 assists and 8 rebounds, so that's still really good. KCP played his first game as a Laker last night and did what they needed him to do, which is defend and make some shots. He had 20 points. And can we just slide Kuzma into the starting lineup already? He's consistently been one of their best players so far this season. He had his best game last night though, with 20 points on 7 of 13 shooting, and I just don't see why Larry Nance Jr. is starting over him. We have yet another injury to report on, and now it's sad to say, but if you are a Hawks fan, you know, just don't watch the next couple of games. You have no reason to watch the next couple of games, except maybe to watch John Collins, but is it really worth it? Like, seriously, you're gonna watch the Hawks? Why? Dennis Schroeder went down with an ankle injury last night against the Nets and had to leave the game. It looked bad at first, however, x-rays just came back negative, so there is nothing seriously wrong with his ankle. He's still expected to miss a couple of games, but he's going to be fine. The Nets won this one, 116-104 behind D'Angelo Russell and his near triple-double of 16 points, 10 assists, and 7 rebounds. John Collins had the best game of his career so far with 14 points and 13 rebounds for the Hawks. But that's going to wrap up all the action for today. You guys can go vote for the player of the day right now by following the link down in the description box below. Just remember, the only players whose team won are eligible to win player of the day. Yesterday, you guys selected Giannis Antetokounmpo and his 44 points, 8 rebounds, and 4 assists as your player of the day. And that's gonna do it. Don't forget to stay tuned for the NBA news coming up later today, but I'll see you guys then.